sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook, and we are underway from Indianapolis. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the former NFL rushing champ. It's Jonathan Taylor. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. At the 35-yard line. Now it's Richardson. He's going to lead this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll give him a fresh set of downs. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Check your bang, 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 bang.
Now Richardson going to shift things up. First and 10, Taylor now. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
We'll talk about a rhythm breaker right there. They've been moving the ball well. Drive it started beautifully. That one's going to hurt.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Richardson looking to throw. That's caught right side. It's Warren. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
A 23-yard attempt.
And this one is right through. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Looking to put a drive together. Now ETN to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. 2nd and 9. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
A gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
ETN will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it as we resume action. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
That's good.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
The Colts at 7-8 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Richardson going to change the play here.
Here's Richardson. Off play action. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Now Richardson back to throw it. Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts have regained the lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll roll him out right. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Play action. It's Jackson.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down at 7. The give, it's ETN off the option. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
He'll get that underneath ETN. And he is going to have a Jags first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They go play action now. Jackson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Kendrick Bourne, 36 yards. And the Jags have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down the field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. From the shotgun, Richardson. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Here's Richardson to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Richardson. Flushed out right. This is intercepted. Picked off by Eric Murray. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Now it's Jackson. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
17-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Richardson.
Escaping the pressure right. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw this. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this 1st half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit.
A 53-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. 1st half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Sanchez to kick off working the other
1 touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And they're on the 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the 1st half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Sliding out of the pocket. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Here's Jackson. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12. Straight ahead, ETN. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And this one caught by Hunter over the middle. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 21.
And the Jaguar 1st down.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Throwing is Jackson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
Jackson will throw again. Screen play. Here's Etienne. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change their thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Richardson.
This will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field.
Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Josh Downs,
72 yards.
and the Colts have cut it back within a score.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Man, I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter.
They'll run with Etienne. And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Jackson now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Off the option, here's Etienne. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 64 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First down, Jaguars.
From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw there to Strange. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Brenton Strange, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 35.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
And I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. The toss here completed to Pittman. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Now it's Richardson. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. A short one there, caught by Warren. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Richardson. This taken in by Downs. He cannot wriggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Jackson, option right. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Hunter, 65 yards. And the Jaguars are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter.
17.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, kind of a quirk in the schedule. These two division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14. And it was the visiting Colts who won that first matchup. So they'll look for the season sweep here back home in Indy. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And now that'll kick out of bounds, and this is going to be spotted back at their own 30. Oh, man. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On second down, ETN once more. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 82 yards now for ETN, and he's got a first down. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Jaguars, they moved to 9-7 on the year with 1 game remaining. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.